Yeah, I feel like everyone has their own tools that they have in their like, toolkit. And for me, I had my own kind of unique way of method acting. It's just because we get taught in acting school different method actings, right? But you have to gravitate towards the one you can feel you can tap into the character easily. Like,
so what's one, for example?
okay, the easiest way I can explain it is like, so you see the script, right? You dissect it, but you have to, in terms of dissecting it, you have to have a substitution. So substitution is like, let's just say my character's name is Mary and the other character's name is David. So automatically for David, I'll have to use a substitution. So I can bring David really into life. So I have to actually use a real person that I know to substitute David, but I'm actually still speaking to David, but I have another person in mind.
Right. And does that have to be a person that's similar to David?
No, it can be like so let's just say that the scene is about love, right? And you have to think of something or someone who makes you feel that unconditional love. And for me, let's just say I would use my dog Hercules.
Right.
I absolutely love him, but I'll use my dog Hercules as a substitution for David. So when I'm speaking to him, it's in a loving manner, but it's because I have Hercules in my mind. Okay. But I'm delivering to David, if that makes sense, right? Also, dissecting is just like we have four walls, and basically what that means is like tapping into that scene. So let's just say the scene is we're under the water. You really have to think about you being under the water or experiences that you've had in the water. What does it feel like? What does it taste like? What does it smell like? You have to use all your senses in these four walls to really bring that scene to life. Because sometimes it's like, let's just say people act and they're like, but are you in that world? Sometimes people will see and they're like, but sometimes people, if they haven't studied, they're like, I don't get what you mean. Because directors can see if you're not under the water swimming with the mermaids, right? Because you're not feeling it. You're not visualizing that world. Another part of it is your want. What is your want and what is the character's want? So let's just say my want for David is, I want you to love me. So I need to make sure I win my I want, right? So it's just little things like that. It's like really dissecting the script. But for me, that's how I really tap into the character very easily. I can I'll read it, we'll have a cold read, and I'm like, okay, but I'll never make the character stick, if that makes sense. Like, what I mean by that is like, I'll be like, oh, she's mean. I'll apply that to her right away. I really would do my research, like, what was she and who was she before? Where is she now? And what is going to happen after it? So I have to really create scenes from before and then after, just so I can know how her movements are, not just that scene that you guys see on the screen or the TV, right?
Right.
We really need to really bring that character to life. So
before the scene starts, before the action, you have to be in the character. Are you in the character already? Like a few minutes before, just to get up to it?
Yeah, I usually walk in as the character.
Right. Oh, from when you start.
Right when I wake up, I dress myself. If my name is Mary, I wake up as Mary. How would Mary have her coffee? So before I even get to the location of where I'm shooting, I'm already that character, whoever that character is. Yeah. Just because it's like your body is warm. So when the director gives you any kind of directions, like you're naturally, for me, if I were to be Mary. Yeah.
Because I heard some stories about some actors in Hollywood, they just stay in the character all day and all night. I mean, right through the shooting period, they're in the character.
Yeah.
And they'll get upset if they break it.
Yeah.
Because they want to. But that's hard, already. That's not a level kind of.
Yeah. You know what? It's so funny that you said that. I remember when I was talking to one of my best friends, and I was in Mana Pauli's character. And Mana Pauli's character is here. Like she speaks like this. She's real grounded, just real serious. So I was speaking like this, right? And I remember, so he called me and he's like, hey, let's go get something to eat. And I'm like, yeah, cool. And he's like, is everything okay? I'm like, yeah, everything's fine. And he's like, you're scaring me. But that's because I didn't tap out of her.
Right.
I was still her. Like, I can feel it. Like, the way I was looking outside the window, the way I was like touching things, I was still her. And it was not until I went home, really safely got out of that space, took a shower and everything, and then I washed her off of me. Then I was like, oh, I'm back to Diamond.
So you actually, the character actually took over you.
Yeah, the character really took over me.
Man.
Yeah.
So you're not in control. Is that what you're saying? No, sometimes.
I'm still in control. It's like let's just say when I was Mana, like I'm still Mana, like, but Diamond is still there. Like Diamond will be like, but she's inside, like to the heart. But the whole body, everything, the movement, the way I was conducting myself, like the way I would speak, the way I would look was 1,000,000% Mana. But that's just because I really wanted to bring her to life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.